You are the classic damsel in distress, struggling against the super battle droid that's dragging you away, while meanwhile, in front of you, a Jedi Knight fights an army of worthless battle droids to free you. He weaves through the enemy ranks, using his lightsaber to slice these droids into more manageable pieces. None of them can seem to land a hit on him. Then, just when he slices through the last battle droid, the one holding you raises its blaster arm and fires a bolt right at the Jedi Knight's chest. He looks around, and time freezes, and his expression is one of utter defeat. And your first response is, "Come on, he's got a stupid lightsaber. Why can't he use that to bat this blaster bolt away?" Because believe it or not, guys, just getting hit by an attack doesn't mean the damage is gonna get through. Getting targeted by an attack in miniatures doesn't mean the attack's gonna go your way. We're gonna go over all the ways that attack can or cannot hit you in this lesson on avoiding damage. Try and picture this situation here. These 4 miniatures here, not this guy, are members of a rebel squad. That guy is a Noghri commando, and he is in the Empire squad along with these 4 knuckleheads over here. Their stat cards are over here. These dice here, yellow dice will represent the damage that has been done. The purple dice represent force points. So this Jen Sa'ari defender, it's that guy in armor right there, has taken 20 damage, and he has 6 force points remaining. Over here, we see the Noghri has taken 20 damage. The Disciple of Ragnos, he's this guy right here, has taken 40 damage, and I don't know if you can really read that, he has 4 force points. And we have some defeated miniatures here. We've got Mouse Droid and Grand Admiral Thrawn defeated for the Empire, and, oh dear, Obi-Wan Kenobi has been defeated as well. But in this situation, I want you to really pay attention to Thrawn, because Thrawn has an ability called Master Tactician. So when you roll initiative, he automatically chooses who goes first, unless the Empire player rolls a 1. But obviously he's dead now, so that isn't going to work. Meanwhile, Lobot, who's fighting for the Rebel Alliance, has Recon. As long as he has line of sight to an enemy, which you don't know how to calculate in Lesson 3, I believe, he can roll twice for initiative. So the Rebel player gets 2 rolls for initiative, and since the Empire player doesn't have Thrawn, that means they can't automatically choose who goes first. So in this battle we've got going on here, the Empire player is going to be doing its utmost to remove the problem of Lobot. So why don't we have them give it a go? Say it's the Empire player's turn. He somehow manages to win initiative. Say he rolled a 20. So it's the Empire player's turn. He's going to go first. And so this Chiss mercenary right here is going to take his turn. And he wants to fire at Lobot. He cannot move. He has an ability that means he cannot move if he can make an attack from where he's standing right now, which he can. So he's going to try and shoot at Lobot. So let's look at the combat sequence. This is a combat sequence I got from a document full of frequently asked questions about the game. I'm probably going to send that to you guys, so you guys can look at these questions for any rules questions. But let's just look at this combat sequence for now. So step 1, declare legal targets. So that you'd only do that on an ability that does multiple attacks at once, like say Furious Assault or Blaster Barrage. That doesn't apply here. This is just an ordinary attack. But it raises the question, is Lobot a legal target? So as you can see, he is hiding behind a wall, so the wall gives him cover, but the wall is not blocking all line of sight. You could draw a clear line from this corner of his square to this corner of our Chiss mercenary square. So there is line of sight, but there is cover as well. So let's see, is he a legal target? Well, the Chiss mercenary could still attack Lobot if Lobot is the nearest enemy. And Lobot is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 squares away. This Jen Sa'ari defender is 7 squares away, and this Gamorrean bodyguard is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 squares away. I don't know if you could see that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, you still can't see that, can you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 squares away. So this Chiss mercenary could attack any of those 3. So he's going to choose to attack Lobot, since Lobot is a legal target. Okay, so step 2, declare a target. That's easy. The target is Lobot. So step 3 is resolve abilities, and you resolve specific abilities on these steps. So in this case, you resolve abilities that trigger when a target is declared. For example, what is this draw fire thing? So draw fire is an ability that miniatures such as the Jen Sa'ari defender have. If an enemy targets an ally within 6 squares of this character, you could force that enemy to choose this miniature, meaning the Gensa Aria, as a target instead if it can. And the Gensa Aria defender needs to make a save of 11 to trigger this ability. So let's see. So as we've already declared, the Gensa Arai is a legal target. He is tied for the nearest enemy. So the Chiss Mercenary does have the power to attack the Gensa Arai. So the Gensa Arai can use Draw Fire to try and make the Chiss Mercenary target him instead. Only now I have to confess that I got the text of the ability wrong. You see, it just says save 11. It doesn't say you make a save of 11. Whenever it just says save 11 like that, it means the target of the ability makes a save of 11 to try and resist the ability. So rather than the Gensa Arai player making a save of 11 to make the ability work, the Chiss Mercenary player, so the Empire player, makes a save of 11 to resist the ability. So we're going to do this save. This Chiss player makes a save of 11. He rolls this d20. He gets a 5, so he has obviously failed the save. The Chiss Mercenary must therefore target the Gensa Arai defender instead for this attack. Okay, so that fourth one is just something that says, if you're using an ability that targets multiple people at once, which we're not, you would declare which one you're trying to affect first. You resolve in order. So if you're using, say, Force Lightning, it can affect 3 people at once. You resolve the damage for, say, one person, then you do it for the other one, then for the third one. That doesn't matter here. We're just going to skip to number 5. The attack is declared. So once you actually know who the target is, you would resolve whether you want to combine fire or use abilities like Careful Shot or Deadeye that can modify the attack. So combining fire, does he want to combine fire? This Human Soldier of Fortune right here and this Shock Trooper both have line of sight to the Gensa Arai. They can combine fire if the Empire player wants to. And this Gensa Arai's got 21 defense. He's a tough cookie. So we're going to have the Human Soldier of Fortune combine fire here since he does have line of sight. So that's going to add +4 to the attack roll. So step 6, resolve abilities again. These are abilities in this case that would cancel the attack. For example, the Falleen are a species that can use pheromones to make people like them better. So Falleen people like Prince Xizor of the Black Sun can use pheromones to cancel an attack if the attacker is within 6 squares. We don't have abilities like that here. So we skip to step 7, roll the attack. So let's roll the attack. Down here. Okay, so let's make that less blurry. There's a 15 there. The Chiss Mercenary has an attack of 6, which would hit the Gensa Arai's defense anyway. So that's 21. We've added 4 for combining fire. That's 25 versus the defense of 21. So that is a hit. Funnily enough, we didn't even need to combine fire on that one. And I hope that didn't just go sideways. I think it might have gone sideways. But anyway, back to the combat sequence. We've just resolved step 9 already. We don't have any abilities like Sonic Attack. Sonic Attack would trigger when the attack roll is rolled. We don't have abilities like that here, so skip step 8. We've just done step 9. Yes, it did hit. So now we resolve abilities again. So this first instance of resolve abilities like Evade, Lightsaber Block, etc. would be abilities that can cancel the damage altogether. For example, the Gensa Arai defender has Lightsaber Deflect. He can spend a force point when hit by a non-melee attack and take no damage. So what's a non-melee attack? Well, you'll notice people like the Gamorrean Bodyguard have melee attack. That means they attack with a melee weapon like a Vibroaxe or a lightsaber. A non-melee attack is pretty much anyone who doesn't have melee attack. It's not about being adjacent to someone. So this Gensa Arai defender could be right next to the Chiss Mercenary and it would still be a non-melee attack because it is a blaster. But anyway, he can spend one of his 6 force points and take no damage at all with a save of 11. So he is actually going to do that. That's the whole point of using him to draw fire. He can resist damage very well. So let's roll his save of 11 because you see here it says with a save of 11. So he's making the save, not the Empire player. Let's roll. Okay, he rolled a 17. So that stops the sequence rather interestingly. No damage is taken at all. Let's say he missed. Say he failed the save. What would he do then? Well, he could do 2 things. He could try to re-roll the save. Oh yeah, he's down to 5 force points now, by the way. He could re-roll the save, or he could just proceed with the combat sequence. And you might beg the question, how can he re-roll the save? Because I did tell you that under normal circumstances, you cannot use force points more than once per turn. These are not normal circumstances. If you notice here, he has a force rating of 3. So how on earth did he get up to 6 force points? And the answer is right here on Obi-Wan Kenobi's card. Obi-Wan Kenobi, can you see that? Hold on. Obi-Wan Kenobi's Force Spirit 8 ability means if he is defeated, which obviously he has been, then he gives 8 force points to an allied character with a force rating. That ally can also spend force points 1 extra time per turn for the rest of the game. So he's given the Jyn Sa'ara defender 8 more force points, and now this defender can, if he wants to, re-roll the save if he missed, which he didn't. We're going to assume he did miss. Also, we have Anakin Skywalker, Force Spirit, who has chosen the Jyn Sa'ara as his chosen ally. Light Spirit means at the beginning of the game, he chooses a unique allied character. Okay, so this still works because allies within 6 squares gain metal as a result of the commander effect. We're going to assume the rules are completely broken here. He gains metal because if you see, he would have had to choose Obi-Wan since Obi-Wan is unique, and when Obi-Wan died, Anakin should have too. Say he's still alive. Don't ask me how. He's just alive. And he's alive to give this Jyn Sa'ara defender metal. So metal means if this character spends a force point to reroll a saving throw or an attack roll or anything, add 4 to the result. So it's in his very good interests to attempt to do this. So he's going to reroll his save. Say again that he missed. Okay, he rolled an 8. Metal gives him +4, so we got a 12. So again, no damage. So as you can see, there's really no way this Jyn Sa'ara could have taken damage. We've already broken the rules once. But what would happen in this sequence if there were, say, no lightsaber deflect? Say he was out of force points. What would he do then? Okay, so next up you resolve abilities that would reduce the damage. Mainly armor comes in here. So the Jyn Sa'ara does have force-attuned armor, meaning when he takes damage, he can reduce the damage by 10 with a save of 11. So if he had no lightsaber deflect and he just got hit for 30 damage, then he could try and reduce that damage by 10 with a save. So let's roll the save. Okay, you can't see it. I'm not going to show you, but the result was a 7. So in this instance, he would have missed. So then you apply damage, if any, in this case 30 damage. That would bring him down to 40 hit points since he's already taken 20 damage. And then these abilities here, it depends what kind of abilities you're trying to resolve. The end gets kind of weird because it depends on whether a miniature was defeated. Say that Jyn Sa'ara was defeated, and they had an ability like Cleave. So Cleave, Chewbacca actually has Cleave. Cleave works if you defeat an enemy with a melee attack, you can move 1 square and attack another enemy. If there's an enemy that you could attack, we don't have anything like that here. Impulsive Sweep is also something that could work if someone was defeated. Impulsive Sweep means if a unique ally with a force rating is defeated, you can make an attack against each adjacent enemy once each. But we don't have that here, so remove any defeated characters is next. None were defeated in this case. And then, I'm sure you're really tired of this by now. I hope not. You resolve abilities. And these are any abilities that are just left over. Say Force Push, for example. If you use Force Push on someone, you do damage. So then obviously, if the person was defeated, you just remove him from the battle map. No harm done. If he survives, then you resolve other pieces of the Force Push, like say, you push them, obviously. Just 20 damage in one case, and can push them back 2 squares. But we're not doing Force Push, this is just for anything that would work provided the person is still alive. And then you resolve things. Say he was attacking multiple people at once with Furious Assault or something, or Blaster Barrage. He would do his next attack, and then his next attack until all the attacks were done. Okay, so that's it on avoiding damage. This is the full combat sequence right here. It is in my document on FAQs, and I'm going to send you guys that so you guys can check that for the combat sequence and any rules questions. You guys are almost done. We just have one more lesson on advanced movement, and then that should be it. Thank you for paying attention, and see you next lesson of a sort.